Still a lot of animosity on the field, not between teams, but between teammates.
It all started with Blount right there. He should be ejected for next week. And if I'm Chip Kelly, he may be ejected longer than that right there.
LeGarret Blount nailing Byron Hout right on the chin. We saw Oregon players fighting amongst themselves, too. Blount nailing Hout. That is unconscionable, reprehensible behavior. There's no excuse. No excuse for that.
And Mark, think about, we started this football game with a symbolic handshake to start the college football season on good sportsmanship. That is unbelievable right there.
It would come as no surprise if LeGarret Blount isn't sanctioned for the next game or ensuing games. And he is still almost out of control right now. And now police and other security have come in to try and calm down LeGarret Blount, the starting tailback for Oregon.
We talk about great marketing for Oregon and how they sell their program in different ways. This is the opposite of that.
This is a young man, remember, that was suspended and kicked out of the first practice of the summer by his head coach for behavioral issues. Coaches had told us in our meetings earlier that LeGarret Blount had transformed himself into a more mature player.
What happens if you're Oregon, Mark? You can not only lose a game tonight, you can lose your entire season on a display like this tonight.
Here's how it all transpired. Well, that appears to be a little bit of taunting.
Sure.
But it does not
based on his quote that he gave and what he was going to do to Boise.
Looks like Coach is trying to take Hout out of the way after saying something obviously to Blount. Heather Cox has Coach Peterson, who is right in the thick of things. Heather?
Coach, congratulations on the win, but certainly a sour way to end it. What was your perspective on what happened after the handshake?
You know, just emotions getting the best of players. And, you know, hey, it was a hard-fought game. Really proud of our defense. You know, typical first game. A lot of sloppy football, but I thought our defense rose to the occasion and played great.
Coach, before kick, you certainly had to say all the right things surrounding all the hype. But now that the game's over, now that the Broncos have won, can you measure the importance of this game?
Well, it's just one of 13. It really is. And next week is, you know, just as important as this week. We've been saying it all along. We got tremendous respect for Oregon. They're a great program. We're happy that we were able to get this out with a W. But the nice thing is we got so many things to learn from this game. And so it'll be nice to get back to work next week.
After all the hype, I mean, really, for 6 months, we talked about it. People asked about the Oregon game, not about the season. How did you and how did this team not succumb to all that hype?
Yeah, we're proud of those guys. We got, you know, we got some youth, but we got some good maturity to go with it. It's had kind of a bowl game feel for a long time. And, you know, we did what we needed to do, but we got a long way to go.
Coach, congratulations. Enjoy the win. Mark?
All right, Heather. Unfortunately, a night that started with a sportsmanship initiative, shaking hands at midfield prior to the game, ends with this indelible image. LeGarret Blount, hearing it from the fans here at Broncos Stadium. And then Scott Frost, one of the Oregon coaches, having to restrain Blount from going after them. This after Blount struck Byron Hout with a punch to the jaw. And there's Scott Frost, one of the Oregon coaches, holding Blount back. Here's how it all started right there. He snuck him with a right hand. An inauspicious beginning for head coach